Hello, welcome back to the Cozy Arts. I am Cozy, and you are about to spend a day with me in my life as someone who has multiple chemical sensitivity, or MCS. MCS can also be known as environmental illness. It just means that I can feel very sick from being around chemical compounds that normally the average person wouldn't have a problem with, like laundry detergent, like perfume, like air freshener, like toothpaste. A lot of these things can make me feel very sick in a variety of different ways. Sometimes I have a lot of brain fog. I can feel very lethargic. I can have trouble breathing. It got to the point where I had to leave the job that I love very much and basically just be homebound, or mostly homebound, because isolation, I know that people want an easy answer, that I know of a way that you can cure your MCS. I've been sick for over a decade. I don't know of that way. Trust me, I've tried things. What's worked has been isolation, or as isolated as I can be, because I live in a city and I have a kid. So there's a certain amount of breaking that isolation that just has to happen. But for the most part, I am at home, and if I go out to another building, like if I have to go to my kid's school, I'm wearing a respirator. I don't leave the house very often, and that means that I am generally able to do more and be healthier because I am limiting my overall exposures. So I began the day by letting out the chickens, and I am making a real effort this year to stay on top of my garden because I don't do well in heat, and also my house is too close to my neighbor's house. So if I miss the very small window before the world wakes up, then it's going to be too hot for me outside. And also, the neighbor's going to be doing laundry. There's going to be a lot of stinky cars going by. These are all smells that can get me while I'm in my garden. So I'm making an effort to get up before the sun. Well, to get up with the sun and get out in the garden. Some walking onions that walked out of their bed. Just chuck them in there. If they grow, they grow. There's just so much to do to get all of the beds and all of the paths ready this year that I gotta try even on ideal days. I think I'll save that bit for when I do the path, because I bit off way more than I can chew this morning. This is like this spot that I have dug over would probably take me like 2 hours to do, or 3 maybe even, especially because it might even take longer because this part is just so thickly weedy. I had bad patches in the other paths that I've done so far, but this is just consistently very bad. So I don't know, we might not actually get to cardboard today. We'll see. I was hoping, because tomorrow is a rest day for me, although honestly I haven't been exercising with my workout consistently because I've just been so wiped out. There's so many like spring activities that happen, and I am mostly homebound, but we do leave the house to go for a nature walk every weekend. We usually drive, and that requires Dramamine, which makes me a little bit wiped out for the next day. But this weekend I went a little too hard, and after doing a nature walk on Saturday I really wanted to go to a garden center because I wanted to like look for things that I can't just get. Why is there a cigarette butt? What? No one here smokes. Why is there a cigarette butt in my garden? Gross. I don't even want to put that in my garbage pocket because I don't want that in my pocket. Ew. Yeah, I really wanted to go to a garden center because I just wanted to look around and look at all the things. I watched so many, like, oh, I'm sorry, worm. I got that worm. Here, the chickens can have half a worm because that one is cut. I know that it'll probably survive, but yeah, we went to a garden center which I was thinking was closer than it was. My partner was thinking it was closer than it was, because we were both thinking that the city that it was in was a different city. And it was not. It was like as far from us as it could be. Whilst still being in the metro area. So that was another day of Dramamine, which is bad. It was also, I was thinking it wouldn't be that crowded yet because it's not Mother's Day weekend, and I was wrong. I'm sure it is still ridiculous on a Mother's Day weekend, but it was also very ridiculous last weekend. And it was hard for me to be away from people, because that's like my strategy, is like stick to the outside areas and be away from people and have respirator on hand if needed. And wow, it's amazing. Just like, also the park that we went to for our nature walk was so crowded that we had to just go to a different park. It's just like, wow, this is so full of people, and there's no shade, and everyone's like having a celebration, so everyone's running a grill, and this is just a bad scene for me. Very, very bad scene for me, so we went to a different park. That was fine. It was just ended up making the long day a little bit longer. So like, as far as doing my actual like CGX workouts that I usually do, haven't gotten to it in a while. But I have been also working really hard in the garden. But I feel like it's not really the same kind of exercise input that I'm used to. So I would like to do that today, but I also, my body has been, yesterday I was going to work out as well, because Mondays we work out, and my body was just like, no, you are very tired. You had Dramamine yesterday, and you had Dramamine the day before, and you were very tired. And I was like, you know what, body? I am very tired. I worked in the garden this morning, and that will have to count, because so tired. Anyway, I'm pretty sure all of that is lost to the wind. But yeah. So typically I am homebound, because I do much better when I am away from people and all of the smells that they bring with them. Because I am homebound like 99% of the time, I think it's easier for me to be out in people for that 1% of the time. It's just still hard. It's just still hard. And May, in addition to being multiple chemical sensitivity awareness month in May, it is also a really just go, go, go month at the kids' school. And there are things that I can't avoid going to. So the respirator will get a lot of use this month, and I am very tired already thinking about it. It's also go, go, go month in the garden. So we can't just curl up on the couch all day as we would like to. But hey, we get to be in the garden, which I enjoy. I would enjoy it a lot more if we lived out in the middle of nowhere and I didn't have to worry about the neighbors doing their laundry or smoking a joint. But yeah, I'll come back to you probably when it's time to feed the chickens. this is the best I can do. Up by that garden bed ahead of you, there's some old garden edging, so I can't really dig there. It's also kind of out of bounds. I don't know. The best I could do, and this is. Oh, you can come with me though. This is the last piece of brown cardboard we currently have in the house. So ideally, I would have it cover this whole space. But this is what we have. And speaking of what we have, I have got 4 IKEA bags of wood chip, and then that's all we have until my partner can make another run. Although that one's pretty full. Might do pretty good. Ooh! Did I drag out all 4 bags for no reason? Yeah, I think we'll definitely need at least 3. At least 3. Ooh. Okay, I think I'll leave this edge up high until I have the paths dealt with, and then I will come along and marry them with some of this excess. But I want to wait until I get more wood chips and ideally more cardboard. But hey, now it's time. That's really dirty. Okay, time to go clean up and have breakfast. Oh, okay, my tripod's a little wonky. I found my cloth mask. It was on the very bottom of the pocket I was using as my trash pocket, so luckily I didn't really need it. Okay, so that took about 2.5 hours, which is honestly less than I thought it would take to do that portion. I don't think I did a perfect job. So it's definitely something that you have to stay on top of every year. And it's something that I have not stayed on top of every year, as evidenced by how many weeds there were. But the more I do each year, the less I'll have to do in future years. Hopefully. So that's the plan. Okay, so now that's done. I'm exhausted. I might still hit up the treadmill later just to try to get my step count up because I got a Fitbit, which I'm not really wearing because it just falls off all the time. But it did show me really just how much I don't move. Like since I work out I have been in the habit of working out almost every single day, like 5-6 days a week. Like I think that I'm active enough that like I burn off the normal amount of calories, but according to my Fitbit, no, I don't. So I'm trying to like get on on this treadmill to boost up my steps, but also because it's so dirty. Also because I broke my foot like 6 years ago now, and took a long time for it to heal up. I had been like doing a lot of walks previous to that because it was also like before my kid was in school, and I would take them to so many parks during the day just because like it was the most socialization that I could give them was to take them to a park where I could like sit away from people and maybe even have my mask around if needed. But it wasn't easy, but it was better than like taking them to an indoor play space or like a mommy group. So we went to a lot of parks and I got a lot of steps in, and I actually like lost all the baby weight. And then just before they started preschool, I broke my foot. And then I couldn't walk. Like it took me a few years to be able to walk around the house and do chores and not have my foot hurt. And so then like after a while, like I built up to the point where I could walk maybe half a mile without a lot of foot pain. Now I can do 1 or 2 miles, but I used to be able to like walk. Like I would just, before I was sick, I would just, sorry, my lights were doing weird things. Before I was sick, I would just go for a long walk, and I would walk until my hips started to hurt, and then I would turn around and walk back. So like I went on some like 14-mile walks, which I cannot do. I don't know that I want to be able to do that now because I don't have a reason to be able to walk that far. But like, ooh, if we lived out in the country and we had like acres and maybe we were like having our maintaining our own paths through the woods, it'd be lovely to be able to just go outside and walk and breathe and not have to worry about my body hurting before I was done walking. So I'm trying to like, walk on the treadmill to boost up my tolerance for walking. So maybe we'll do that later. I don't know why I'm telling you that when I'm probably going to show you that. But first things first is I'm really hungry, but I cannot eat because my hands are trashed. And I'm filming this because I wanted to show you my hair. I made a mistake the other day where I was looking at my bangs and they were like getting long and in my face. So I took the scissors and I dry cut because, when you cut curly hair, cut it dry. And I dry cut like, I usually go like a little bit longer than I want to because I know it'll bounce. It bounces. But like I dry cut and then we got like really humid weather. So that's the one thing. Humid weather causes the shrinkage. And also, I've been doing a lot of things during the day, meaning that I'm showering afterwards and probably like laying around in bed with wet hair. So my bang cut became baby bangs, and it looks silly. I also cut like too flat on the side, and I wanted to do that. So my bangs are silly, and wanted you to see what it looks like before I wash it. Now, none of this video is sponsored. I don't have nearly enough followers to even tempt someone to sponsor me, but I frequently talk about the Unscented Company. We're going to do a lot of things today that's going to make it look like this is an Unscented Company ad. It is not. I just had so much trouble finding products that I could use that I love that they have a lot of products that I can use that I can get in one space and I can get in bulk. The only real issue with that is that they are in Canada, and I'm worried about how much access I will have going forward. They just had their Earth Day sale, which is always their best sale, and I missed it, and I'm so mad at myself because I wanted to get more lotion bars and more hand soap because we're almost out of the hand soap. And I tried one of their lotion bars last time, and I was like, oh, this is really good. It smells less than the regular lotion. It feels a little more moisturizing. It's kind of hard to like get it to like push up and use, but other than that, it's great. And also there's no plastic. It's wonderful. But anyway, so I'm gonna go and I'm gonna take a shower, and I'm not gonna take you long, but in my shower I am going to use the Unscented Company conditioner to wash my hair. And then like sometimes if I want to have like really nice hair and I have a high enough tolerance for it, I will use I don't remember the name of it. It's not an Unscented Company product. It is, whatever. We'll talk about that later. I have a curling cream that is unscented, but it still smells strongly enough that I can't use it just every day. And I think because we are heading into the gauntlet, that is May, I'm going to not use it. I don't use it very often, and I'm not going to use it today just because I have to save up all of my points, Like, I don't think that multiple chemical sensitivity really fits into the spoon theory very well. But I'm gonna make, I want to make a video about this. I just really need to learn how to use Blender. But, because I want to animate it. But my theory is that multiple chemical sensitivity operates under the poisoned condition. So like in D&D, if you are under the poison condition, then you have disadvantage to all like ability and checks. Like you just get basically disadvantage for everything that you want to do and everything that's coming up against you. And that's when I like am triggered by something, then all of the things that I'm normally able to tolerate are now triggering, and it just like saps the health points. So, but if there's no triggers, I have unlimited health points. So it would be like I had unlimited spoons. So the spoon theory doesn't make sense for me for multiple chemical sensitivity because I'm mostly in isolation. So I'm mostly like full health or near full health. But yeah, once we start exposing ourselves to more things, then we start losing those health points pretty quick. Showered and changed. My hands are clean. And I just, really all I do is I squeeze the water out after I condition wash it. So instead of using shampoo, I just use conditioner and do a little scrub and rinse because we have shampoo, but I don't use it maybe more than like once or twice a year. If I probably will use it later this month after a school event when I am covered in things that just don't want to come off. But yeah, I used, I need to do another refill on these. I have refills, so we just dump it into here. But I need to go through and refill all my things soon. But not today, because I'm exhausted. This is terribly lined up shot. Here you go. So I use the Unscented Company for my conditioner. And then I just have the bar of unscented soap. Use that. Now I'm nice and clean and I don't smell like anything. It's wonderful. Don't know why I moved you back there. You can't see anything. But yeah, this is the curl stuff that I sometimes use. It's Curl Junkie Spiral Lotion. I think this is still the first bottle. I think I bought more just because like, okay, I can kind of handle this. And then I was mostly bought it for my kid, but really doesn't get used. But it is unscented, but it does have a smell. So I don't use it very often. I think I need to cut my fingernails today because I need to be wearing gloves when I work in the dirt because it's just dries my hands out so much and dries my nails out so much, but it's also really nice to just get your hands in the dirt after a long winter. And as far as deodorant goes, I have previously talked about how I use aluminum salt, like the Crystal Rock, whatever it's called. Yeah, like that Crystal Rock. I think it's aluminum salt. Anyway, has no smell, had worked great for me for years, and then I think like as I get into perimenopause, I think my body just changed. It doesn't work anymore. And so then I'm like, I'm using this thing because it doesn't have a smell, but then I smell. I smell very bad. And I get like really bothered by how much I smell. So I had tried Native in the past. My partner used it. And I thought, okay, I smelled it like, okay, there is a little something that I can smell there, so I'm not gonna use it. But at this point, like the smell isn't noticeable the way that not using it is noticeable, because like it's my pits. So I don't know if I changed or it changed, but it doesn't bother me the way it did the first time that I smelled it. So I have been using Native Unscented. I think my partner's now using the Wild Unscented, but the Wild Unscented has more of a smell. So until that changes, no. And I don't use the Unscented Company deodorant because that has grapefruit seed extract or something. I'm very allergic to grapefruit, so I don't use that. Like I don't know if I could tolerate this extract, but I also don't want to try it. But since I was out in the garden, I'm going to use a little bit of the Unscented Company lotion. But I think that we can get out of the bathroom for now. I do have to come back in here because Tuesday is the day that I clean the bathroom. And it's not going to be fun because it's real nasty right now. Lunch, not lunch, breakfast time. This is not going to be a what I eat in the day, I promise. But I just really like my breakfast, so I wanted to show it off. Voiceover Cozy back here. I don't think I explained this very well. One of the reasons why I'm not doing what I eat in a day is because I don't really want to invite commentary on what I'm eating. So I recognize that food in general is a hot topic issue for everybody. But especially in the MCS community, I feel like there hasn't been enough studies on it. There's not a lot of good answers, but how do we cure this? How do we fix this? How do we make it better? People are desperate to try and fix their bodies because isolation it's a tough sentence, and it's hard to not exist in the world when we are humans and we are programmed to be in a society. Like, that's what we are meant to do. So I understand the desire, the need to try and figure out what I can do. But I assure you, I've been sick for over a decade. I've tried eating more of things and less of things. I've done elimination diets. I have weeded out foods that do bother me, that I do have a reaction to. What I'm eating works for me. It might not work for you. But yeah, this is what I'm eating. That's all I want to say is I'm not saying what you should eat. I don't tell you what to eat, and you don't tell me what to eat. Deal? So I've got some lettuce and some green onions and some culantro that I picked from my hydroponic garden in the basement. And I'm going to break that up. The culantro tastes just like cilantro, but it doesn't bolt. Like, I've had this same plant, I think, for a couple of years now, and it's still going strong. And I love it. And then break up the green onions, and then I'll get my tea started. The griddle's heating up now. Was that a hair or a green onion? That was a hair. Get out of there. I really like this tea. This is my go-to caffeinated tea at the moment. It's Taylor's of Harrogate strawberry and vanilla green tea with natural flavorings. I've never really been... That's not true. I was going to say I've never really been a caffeine drinker, but I did used to have a serious Dr. Pepper and or Diet Coke addiction. But I stopped cold turkey in 2010, and I haven't had soda since then. And for most of that time, I didn't have any caffeine other than like the occasional chocolate. So I'm experimenting with just a little bit of green tea to see if it helps my brain. So, of course, you gotta have honey because I love honey. And also my throat's been dry lately. And today is a stream day. So I want to make sure that my throat is good to go. I'm tempted to stream Monster Prom, Monster Con again today, but it takes like 2 hours to do a full playthrough. And I normally only stream for an hour. So I just don't want to spend that much time on it today. But maybe on Thursday I will. I licked my fingers to get the honey off of it, and they still had a lot of the green onion on it, and it tasted weird. So tea, and then I take the kettle and I fill it up until like there's ridges on it, until it's, so I fill it up to about 1 centimeter away from the bottom ridge. Because I'm going to let this steep a little bit, and then I'm going to add a big ice cube. And that makes it the perfect temperature, because otherwise these thermos mugs, it's so broken up. Like, this used to all be this color, but it's been flaking off. So the stickers are the only thing that's holding anything together, but it's not necessary. It's just annoying. These thermos mugs are so good at keeping the tea hot that if I don't put an ice cube in it, I will burn my mouth, whatever time of day I drink it. And then I will take my vitamins. I already took my gummy vitamins. I take a multivitamin and I take vitamin D. But I wanted to eat these with food because I have the last of my iron tablets, because usually when it's Shark Week, I throw in at least a week's worth of iron tablets. And so I'm trying to also throw in a few at the tail end just to build up my iron stores a little bit more. And then I have a jubilance, because this really helps with my PMDD symptoms. And it also really helps with my executive functioning. Less so now, because I feel like, oh no, I have one more iron next day. But the problem that I was having with taking the jubilance is that I could never remember if I took it or not. Like, I've never had a problem with remembering to take the gummies, but I could never remember if I took the jubilance or not. So I had to get one of these pill things. And it's been great, because then I'm not taking too many, and I'm not skipping a day. I know exactly if I took it or not. And it also really helps because I would not always remember to take an iron tablet every time that every period day. So now when I get my period, or this time, like when I just felt it coming, like with the jubilance, my main symptom that my period is coming is my boobs hurt. Whereas before, the main symptom that my period was coming was that I would wake up at 3 a.m. doom spiraling. So now if my boobs hurt, so I threw in a bunch of iron. So now we have iron to keep us happy and energetic or something. I don't know. And then I like to put we've in the past done a Chipotle street sauce, taco sauce. That was really good. The moment we've been taking our breakfast sandwiches to Flavortown, to Guy Fieri's Flavortown, which is really good. I think it's about time to open a new bottle, but I'll use up the last of it on this, because I can't have a sandwich that doesn't go to Flavortown. And then the tea is about ready. I like to give it a stir so that the honey... Ooh, my tea bag wants to come with me. I'll take you. Sometimes I leave my tea bag in, but this one wants to come out, so I will take it out. But yeah, if you don't stir it up, then the honey, it just doesn't get mixed in. So you gotta mix in your honey. And then I really like these ice cube trays, because they keep the ice cubes from smelling like the other stuff in the freezer, and also they're stackable. But yeah, I'm a big fan of ice cube trays that have lids on them. And these are easy to get them out, so it's just a big cube of ice. Now carefully plop that in. Now it's time for me to have breakfast, and I will see you later. Okay, so I goofed up and I recorded a whole bunch of me talking about what I'm doing without realizing that I had the volume for Stardew Valley really loud. So what I did before that you're gonna miss out on, I'm afraid, is I opened up GIMP and not GIMP. I opened up OBS, and I talked about my reason why I stream, reason why I make videos, because I am an invisible person. I like to be visible, and I like to just scream out into the world that I exist. I stream because I'm a theater major, and I don't get a chance to really ever flex those muscles, and it kind of gives me an opportunity to do so, and that's fun. And I also I make videos because I am an invisible person, and this is, there, I found it. This is one way that I can be visible to the world. Now, I'm running so late. I've got 20 minutes before stream starts. Because I stream on YouTube, I need to make thumbnails for it. So we got to do that each and every time. What I typically do is I open up the game and I play just a little bit, and I get a feel for what I want to do in that session. So I really lucked out, and I opened up the game, and I got a cutscene that I think will make a great, um, will make a great, it'll make a great thumbnail. It'll make a great video topic. So I am going to. Right now I'm scaling the layer. You can't see that window, but yeah, scaling this layer up a little bit because, oh no, not you, because it's a little too small, and gotta find, where did that one go? Here it is. We are here. Pull this down a little bit, and I think I'm just gonna title this Trauma Bonding, which I might actually whip out my new Cintiq. Not Cintiq. It's a Wacom, which is the same company as Cintiq, but this is a 1, like a generation 1, because I got it refurbished because I killed my old one with tea live on stream. So let's make a new layer, and yeah, we're just doing some trauma bonding with our bestie. Oh no. Oh yeah, I gotta switch. I was still getting used to this new tablet. I also have started using Clip Studio Paint, which I like much better than GIMP. I kind of hate GIMP. This is GIMP right here, but I already started, I started this in GIMP, so all of the assets that I've been using are in GIMP right now. So I will change this eventually, just not right now. Also, when I stream, I have the green screen down, so I'm kind of disappeared into it. But let's. That's way too big, which I could just rescale the whole thing, but that's a weird U. Make that G a little more open. Okay, and now, as you can notice, it's not, we're losing some colors, so I'm going to switch. So I'm going to duplicate that layer, and I'm going to switch to a blue color, and I'm going to fill all this in with that. Might actually go through and fix up my O. I just don't have time today. It's the right thing to do, and I just don't have time. So now I'm going to move this below that layer. Oh yeah, that's a terrible O. So I might actually erase it, and then I'll have to erase both of them, but this is what we get for not doing it right the first time. Am I still working on the blue layer? I think I am. That's great. Okay, yeah, much better. Okay, I still am not loving. I think I'm gonna move the blue to the other side, like that. And do we want to put they're also a little too low, so I'm going to move these up. No, those are connected. Well, that's fine. That's fine. We don't have time to care. Yeah, trauma bonding. So Olivia and I are trauma bonding today. I think I actually want to change the color of this white to the same as the Stardew one, and then it'll show up a little bit better anyway, and it won't get lost in my collar. Okay, so now we are ready to set. Oh no, we are not ready. Now we are ready. I can export this as part. Oh, what part are we on to? Now I gotta I can look it up to see what part we actually are, but it's not that big of a deal. I'm just gonna, instead of saying part 2, I'm gonna say start trauma. That way I'll be able to find it when I go and I set up the stream, which you don't want to watch me set up the stream, do you? No, I will talk to you later, because right now I gotta set up the stream and probably do one last little cheeky wee. And I will catch up with you later. Bye. Stream is done, so it's time for me to make myself some lunch and eat my lunch, and then gotta get working on my chores for today. So I'm going to do a load of dishes and then a load of laundry. And I don't count the laundry as being done until I get the stuff that I started into the dryer. And then I count it then because I don't wait until the dryer is done and then fold it and put it away and count it. I should and I don't. Tidy of the day, which is Tuesday, so it's the bathroom. Then exercise, which honestly, I'm going to take it off, but I'm still going to try to do the treadmill and maybe even do a little weightlifting. It's just, the garden stuff is a workout in and of itself. And then 5-minute tidy, when I'm doing these like hours or two in the garden, I count them as the tidy. So we just have to do laundry, dishes, tidy, and then maybe some exercise, and then we are done with what we need to get done today. Yay! But yeah, I'm gonna eat some lunch and then hang out with my partner. It sounds like he's still at work, which usually like this should be his lunch hour, so I might go check in and see if he heard that my stream went a little late and then just stayed or what. But first, I'll make myself some lunch. I'm gonna make myself a smoothie and maybe a sandwich, but I'm not gonna show you that. God, I need to clean my kitchen. It's just really hard to get everything done in general, and then especially during springtime when I was like, go, 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 go! Get the garden ready. Grow the seeds, harden the seeds, prepare the outside. Like, there's just too much stuff. There's too much stuff to do. Oh my goodness, I'm almost out of space on this card. But yeah, that's my day. And I'll probably take you. Oh, I'll show you what I do. For the dishes, I use these dish tabs from the Unscented Company. For the laundry, for laundry, I use unscented tabs from I use the tabs from the Unscented Company for laundry and dryer balls in the dryer. So that's that. And then I guess I'll take you along in the bathroom because there's just a lot of different products I use in the bathroom. What I should be doing today is I should be steam mopping everything because the floors are nasty. I just don't think I have it in me to do that as well. So, because I do have this monthly checklist that I have not made progress on this month. But some months are like that, especially in the springtime. But yeah, I need to eat food. Back in the bathroom. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get this started. These are toilet bowl cleaners. You just plop them in, let them dissolve, and then swish it up. It doesn't like fully, like I have got old stuff in my toilet that's just never going to come out. Like it's like a lime scale that got discolored. And I need to find the magic thing to soak it with. It's not these, but we do that every week just so that we don't have new things to fight with for the rest of our lives. While that is while that is disintegrating, I need to get another card for you. And I also am going to start dishes. So when I lock in and it's chore time, I like to put on my headphones and so I can wander around the house and still have it play it and still have music or podcasts. And I'll pop on a podcast, which I'm not sure. Maybe it'll have to be music because I think that I'm up to date. With the podcasts, I've been listening to like a lot of NADPOD, a lot of Rotating Heroes, a lot of Worlds Beyond Number. I'm not quite sure what I have available right now. So it might have to be something else or some music. Maybe I'll let you know. But I gotta go get a card because we're gonna run out of space. And we'll be back I'll meet you in the kitchen, I guess, because I want to show off my dishwasher because I love it. Anyway, but it's been a while since we last talked because my partner and I hung out and we ate lunch and we watched Game Changer and it was good times. So, see you soon. Pop in a dishwasher tab, and then I usually fill this every once in a while with vinegar, which I think we're okay on right now. And that just helps your stuff be shinier. But my favorite thing about this dishwasher is there's a lot more, like you can drop down some of these things to make it more versatile. But my most favorite thing, oh, also like we've got this tray here that I put things that normally fall down and make a huge mess. Speaking of a huge mess, please don't. Huge mess, please don't judge. But that's my favorite thing, is that I can make more space in this one or more space in that one, depending on what I need. It's my favorite feature about the dishwasher. And I showed it to my partner, like just being silly, like clearly he knew. Like he bought it. He bought it, so he must have known. And it blew his mind, because he did not know. Alright. And it sings when we're done. Alright, so dishes, done. Oh, this sink is so nasty right now. To clean it, I'm going to use the Unscented Company All-Purpose. I've also in the past just used vinegar, which also works fine. They both like have a strong smell, but not like super strong. And they're not scented. They just have a smell. Ooh, that's a little. So I'll get my soap out of the way. This has got a lot of gunk in it. My kid experiments with things, but we have on our toilet, instead of the kind of bidet that is attached to your seat, we have a bidet wand. We got this back when my kid, actually before my kid was born, we got a bidet wand. Not this one, the old one broke, but we replaced it with this one. We got this for diapers because we did cloth diapering, and this, you can spray out the diaper into the toilet and then the poop goes down. I mean, you're not supposed to throw away poop. Even if you use fake diapers, not fake, even if you use disposable diapers, you're supposed to shake the poop out, flush the poop, not put the poop in the trash. I don't know that anyone does that, but like with cloth diapers, you don't want to throw a big bunch of poop into your washing machine, at least not like the stuff that can go down the toilet. So we use this, but what I love about this is I still use it as a bidet because like you can really get a lot more control about where the water goes and how much pressure it gets. But the thing that the thing that this does, that the kind that attaches to the seat cannot do, is you can also just use it to help you clean in the bathroom. So we have this like nasty strainer. Why didn't I put that up first? It's getting clean anyway. I just blow that out into the toilet, and there we go. It is still a little bit gross, but it's definitely much better. With a cloth or a rag, give a little scrub. Now this is just like a swipe clean. If I wanted to do a real good clean, I would bust out the steam cleaner and I would clean with steam, or I would we have a brush that attaches to our what's the word, our compact driver, so we can use a power tool to clean if need be, which this is getting a little gunky, so it's probably about time to do a steam clean. But that might have to wait until we're done with the garden. Yeah, we recently replaced these lights because they're really old, like 80s lights with like the light bulb bump bump bump, like really bright and in your face and wrong for the house. But we haven't gotten around to like patching and painting, so it doesn't look great, but the lights are better than they were. They just aren't finished. Don't judge us, man. Everything takes time. ugh, it's so gummy. But, yeah, so as much as these, like, I can't currently smell it because I'm not shoving my face in it, but as much as, like, I'm able to tolerate this now, I don't think I would have been able to tolerate this when I first got sick, or even, like, especially, like, right after I had my child, or, like, while I was still pregnant. Like, it took me so many years, oh, I can smell it now. It took me so many years of being isolated before I was able to build up my tolerance enough to really even do the cleaning. So I'll think for a long time, a lot of that, everything basically fell on my partner. So it's, as much as I don't love cleaning, it's nice to be able to take on some of that burden myself. So I just really work to try to make it so that everything is manageable. And sometimes I need help. And sometimes my partner just does it because he has the time and energy to do it. He's a good partner. It's just I'm the one who's home. Well, he's home too, but he's just home working. He works from home, which is great because it means we can hang out on his lunch break. But yeah. He does a lot of stuff for the house. It's just that there are things that I cannot do. Like, I can't go do all the shopping. I can't, like, I can't take out the trash because all trash bags stink. There's a lot of stuff I can't do. So the stuff that I can do, I put on my list and I try to get it done. All right. That's not too bad. It's good enough for now. I don't want to. I'm honestly way too tired to care. And then I'm going to clean the toilet, and I don't want to show you the toilet. So that's it. I have this container nearby so I can put the dryer balls in as I am doing the laundry, so I don't have to keep track of them all and then I can just dump them back in. But I am missing a whole bunch because I should have 6 dryer balls and I've got 2. Here's one more. We definitely have a few more dryer balls upstairs in Mount Laundry that's waiting to be sorted and put in its proper place. I try to go through and make sure that I don't leave any of the dryer balls behind, but I'm not the only one taking stuff out of the dryer. So the dryer balls are great because they help keep the stuff moving and keep it from bunching up, so it dries faster. I don't dry clothes outside because then they smell like outside, and that bothers me, unfortunately. So anything that we can do to make things dry faster inside. Oh, there's so much, I think, straw, because I got a bunch of straw to make a mushroom growing bucket. And we can only find a bale, which is way more than we needed. So there's straw everywhere. And I put the rest of the straw in with the chickens because it seemed like there were lots of seeds in it and I didn't want the seeds to all sprout. So put it in the chickens. Then if the seeds sprout, the chickens will take care of the weeds. But yeah, the chickens don't usually have straw. That is a new development. Laundry's done. Okay, that would have been a check, I think. Okay, so once I complete everything on my list, then I unlock the cloud of the day. So I should have a rainbow by the end of the week if I get everything done. And Saturday and Sunday, I take off the 5-minute tidy. So it is less overwhelming. I usually end up doing big projects that sort of take over my 5-minute tidy space anyway, but just taking them off of my mental load really helps me to like have the energy to actually do things. So the chores are done. I guess maybe it's time to get some steps in. The heroes of this story today have been the unscented company and my iPad, because now I'm going to do some steps on the treadmill. And to do that, I'm just going to like pop my iPad in the shadow box, throw on my headphones, and zone out to something for a while. Oh, just realized first, gotta deposit the laundry balls that I found upstairs. It's not only missing one. That's not bad. All right, let's get our steps in. Oh, so sweaty. Oh, you're so low. Okay, well, I did like maybe a quarter of a mile, not very long. My back is sore. My back was aching from all the gardening, and I got a text from my mother-in-law saying that they're gonna come drop stuff off at our house. And I figured, you know, I should see if we can give her Mother's Day presents when she does that. She mentioned a few years ago about her mother growing like double hollyhocks and her always looking for them. I don't think this is the right color, but this is the only color they had at the garden center. Ooh. I also got to plant these orange onions then. Anyway, that was my day. I think the rest of the day I maybe will try to learn Blender because I need to do it, but I'll probably just be lazy and not do anything until it's time to make quesadillas, which quesadillas are super easy. And I'm very grateful that I put that on the meal plan for myself. So thank you for joining me today. As I kind of mentioned before, I'm able to do all these things in my day because I'm isolated. When I first started getting sick, like at my worst, not like my whole day looked like me laying in bed. It was not me getting stuff done and being functional. So I know isolation is difficult, and it's not the answer anyone wants to hear. They want to hear, oh, I was able to do X, Y, Z and magically cure myself. But for me, the magical cure is isolation, even though it's difficult and not always possible, especially when you are a mother. And yeah, the unsung hero of the story is actually my partner, because he works and he does a lot of all the things that I can't do. And if it weren't for him, I don't know what I would do. And I definitely wouldn't be as sane as I am, because I'd be very, very lonely. So thank you much for joining me. Keep it cozy. See you next time. Bye.